Hello friends, today we will discuss definition of some important terms related to rolling contact bearing. Okay, so the terms for which we will discuss the definitions are static load rating, static equivalent load, dynamic load rating, rated bearing life, dynamic equivalent load, and load life relationship. So the first definition which we are going to discuss is the static load rating. Okay, the static load rating of a rolling contact bearing can be defined as the static radial load in case of radial ball or roller bearing, or axial load in case of thrust or ball or roller bearing. That means the static load rating will always be defined only either for pure radial load or in terms of pure axial load. It will be defined in terms of pure radial load if we are talking about the radial load ball bearing or roller bearing, and it will be a pure axial load if we are talking about the thrust bearing. Okay, so the basic static load rating is defined as a static radial load in case of radial ball or roller bearing, or axial load in case of thrust ball or roller bearing, which corresponds to a total permanent deformation of rolling element or race at the most heavily stressed contact equal to 0.0001 times of the ball diameter or roller diameter. It is represented by C naught. So when we are talking about the static load rating of a rolling contact bearing, we have to keep in mind that the bearing is in the stationary condition. So the load which is coming over the bearing is not continuously changing its is not uh, sustained by different ball at different time. That means because the bearing is stationary, neither outer race is rotating nor inner race rotating. That balls are stationary, and the load which is coming over the bearing is coming on a certain ball. So when this is the condition, and when we are considering only either radial load or axial load, as the case may be. So when this load creates the low amount of load which creates the deformation in the race or the rolling element equal to the 10 to the power minus 4 times of the rolling element diameter. That load, that one type of load, that means pure radial or pure axial load, is termed as static load rating of the rolling contact bearing. It is generally represented by C naught. Okay, so, and this is very important term when we are going to for the selection of rolling contact bearing for a particular application. Okay, so the next definition is the static equivalent load for the rolling contact bearing. As we know, we have defined the static load rating in terms of either pure axial load or in terms of pure radial load, as the case may be, the radial load bearing or the axial load bearing. But in general, when we are using in our rolling contact bearing in our applications, the load is not of a one type. That means it is never the case that the load which is coming over the bearing is a pure radial or pure axial. It is a combination of radial and axial. But when we are going to select the bearing, we have to deal with the either pure equivalent, either with the pure axial load or pure radial load. So it is a mandatory case that we have to find the static equivalent load. So static equivalent load can be defined as the equivalent load, equivalent either radial load or the axial load, as the case may be of radial load bearing or axial load bearing. It will be the equivalent static load is the pure static or pure radial or pure axial load when the bearing is stationary, and it will produce the same deformation in the most heavily stressed part or the most heavily stressed ball and the race, equal to the produce the deformation in the most heavily stressed rolling element or in the race as the actual load, that is a combination of radial and axial load will produce. Okay, so this equivalent static load is defined as mathematically P naught is equal to X naught into FR plus Y naught into FA, where this FR is the radial load, F is the axial or thrust load, X naught is the radial load factor, and Y naught is the axial or thrust load factor. These factor can we have from our machine design data book written by Reddy and Mahadev on page number 385, table number 16.6, and this your equation is given on page number 373, equation number 16.10 in your machine design data book written by Reddy and Mahadev. And this, if you want to see the table, how it look like and how we can use it, you can have a look of this table which is given in your machine design data book. There are the types of ball bearing are given. There is a value of X naught and Y naught is given. By using these values, we can find out the value of your equivalent load factor, that is axial load factor and the radial load factor from this equation, this table. Okay, so if you want to have better understanding of his static equivalent load, we can understand with the help of an example. If we consider a particular application in which FA is the axial load and FR is the radial load acting simultaneously on a radial bearing and produce a deflection of X in the rolling element or race. Okay, so now if the identical radial bearing is subjected to a pure radial load, that is P naught, and this P naught creates the same deformation in the most heavily rolling element or the race, then this pure radial load P naught is called equivalent static radial load for that particular bearing. In this manner, we define the static equivalent load for a rolling contact bearing. Then we talk about the dynamic load rating. Now, as we have seen, in case of static load rating and equivalent load, static equivalent load, because the static load rating is defined in terms of deformation, so the equivalent static load is also defined in terms of deformation, while the static load rating is defined for a particular deformation. The amount of deformation is fixed. But in case of static load, when we are defining the equivalent static load, the deformation is corresponding to the actual load. Whatever is the deformation produced by the actual load, that is a combination of radial and axial load, the equivalent static load will produce the same deformation in the bearing. Now we will talk about the dynamic load rating of a rolling contact bearing. The basic dynamic load rating is defined as a constant stationary radial load or constant axial load in case of thrust ball or roller bearing, which a group of apparently identical bearing with stationary outer ring and ring. That means the inner race is rotating because we are defining the dynamic load rating. Bearing is now moving. Okay, the balls in between the two rays are rolling over each other, rolling over the inner race and outer race. Okay, so the group of apparently identical bearing with stationary outer ring can endure for the rating life of 1 million revolution with only 10% of failure. It is represented by C. So if you see the dynamic load rating, the dynamic load rating is defined by the amount of one type of pure loading, either in radial load or the axial load, as the case may be of radial load bearing or axial thrust load bearing. Okay, it is a one kind of pure load which will corresponds to a particular reliability and complete a 1 million of revolution. So for defining the dynamic load rating, there are three things. One is amount of load, that may be either pure radial or pure axial. Second thing is reliability, which is fixed. The 90% reliability of a apparently identical bearing should be there. Okay. And how much should be the life for 90% reliability? That is fixed as 1 million. Okay, so defining the dynamic load rating, we need an amount of load, amount of either radial load or axial load, pure axial load, which will complete 1 million of revolution with having only chance of 10% of failure. When we are defining for the dynamic load rating for a particular bearing, the reliability converts into the probability that there is a chance of only 10% that the bearing will fail before 1 million of revolution for that particular type of pure load. Okay, so in this manner, the dynamic load rating of a bearing, I once again repeat the definition. The basic dynamic load rating is defined as a constant stationary radial load in case of radial ball or roller bearing, or constant axial load in case of thrust or roller bearing, which a group of apparently identical bearing with stationary outer ring can endure for a rated life of 1 million revolution with only 10% failure. It is represented by capital C. Okay, so for the dynamic load rating, the rated life is always 1 million. Mind it. You have to remember that for the rated life 1 million, the equivalent dynamic load for the bearing is C. That is a dynamic load capacity. Okay. Now, the next definition is rated bearing life, because we have seen the rated bearing life in this definition. So what is the rated life? The rated life is correspond to a 90% reliability of the bearing, and it is defined with the help of a group of apparently identical bearing. We never define the rated life of a bearing on the basis of one bearing. We always define the rated life of the bearing or the L10 life of a bearing on the basis of with the help of apparently identical group of bearings. Okay, So the rated life of a group of apparently identical ball or roller bearing is defined as the number of revolutions that 90% of the group bearing will complete before the first evidence of fatigue develops. That is, only the 10% of the group of the bearing fails due to fatigue. That means it is the life for a group of bearing for which 90% of the population survives for that particular number of revolution. So for better understanding, if we take an example, suppose a bearing manufacturer want to define the rated life of a particular type of bearing. The rated life of this particular type of bearing can be found by taking a sample of group of bearing from the lot. So what will we do? We'll take a lot sample size. Say we have taken the sample size of 100 bearing from that lot. These 100 bearing will be mounted on a test rig, keeping the inner race rotating and the outer race stationary, and fixing, or you can say the fixing the outer race. And these all bearing, these 100 bearing will be run at a same RPM. And what we will do, we will record the number of revolution completed by the group of bearing when the 10th failure in the group is taking place, or when the first fatigue evidence is coming on the 10th failure. Yani that means when the, let's say at 90,000 RPM, the first crack in the first bearing is come out. Then next second bearing shows the first crack at 2 lakh RPM or the 2 lakh revolution. And the 10th bearing shows the crack of fatigue at say 9 lakh revolution. Then we record this 9 lakh data, and this 9 lakh revolution will be the rated life for that particular group of bearing. So the revolution of inner race are recorded at the point where the 10th failure occur out of 100 bearing. That is, the revolution are recorded when the failure of 10% of the tested population occur, or number of revolution recorded for 90% survival. And those number of revolution are termed as rated bearing life or the Elton life of the bearing. So the Elton life or the rated bearing life is corresponding to the 90% reliability of the bearing. If we are having a bearing from that group, we can say this bearing is having a probability of survival 90% for that much number of revolution. It is the chance that the bearing will complete that much of revolution is 90%. If you want to define the single bearing life, so it is very easy. The number of cycles completed by the bearing before the first evidence of fatigue failure is termed as bearing life. But this bearing life is nothing has to do with the selection procedure of a ball bearing. We can define this life just for a definition, because when we are selecting the bearing, this rated life is of our interest. This bearing life for an individual bearing is not of our interest. Okay. Now the next definition, which is very important to find out for the selection of rolling contact bearing, is the dynamic equivalent load for rolling contact bearing. So as we have seen, the equivalent static load was defined in terms of deformation, because the static load rating is defined in terms of deformation. So here the dynamic equivalent load will also will be defined in terms of life, because the dynamic load rating is defined in terms of life. So the dynamic equivalent load may be defined as the constant stationary radial load in the case of radial ball or roller bearing, or axial load in case of thrust ball or roller bearing, which, if applied to a bearing with rotating inner race and stationary outer race, would give the same life as that which the bearing will attain under the actual condition of load and rotation. That means, if we take an example before considering the mathematical equation, if FA is the axial load and FR is the radial load acting simultaneously on a radial bearing and complete L revolution before first evidence of fatigue, and say this bearing is rotating at n number of RPM. Now, if we take an identical radial bearing from the same group, and if we subject a pure radial load P and run the bearing at same RPM n, okay, and run the bearing at same RPM n, and if the bearing completes L revolution when it's show first evidence of fatigue, then this load P will be defined as, this pure radial load P will be defined as equivalent dynamic radial load. By mistake, I have written down here static, but it is equivalent dynamic radial load for that bearing. Okay, so in that way, we can easily find out the equivalent dynamic load for the rolling contact bearing. If we see mathematically the value of equivalent dynamic load, we can find out this equivalent dynamic load as P is equal to X into V into FR plus Y into FA, where FR is the radial load and FA is the axial load, which these two loads, radial and axial loads, acting simultaneously on the bearing. And we have to find out the equivalent load. So X is the dynamic equivalent load, radial load factor, and Y is the dynamic axial load factor for finding out the equivalent load. And these X and Y can we have from the machine design data book written by Reddy and Mahadevan on page number 381, table number 16.3. You can see this, the value of X and Y for different bearings are given in this table. So from here, we can find out an X and Y. And how we can find out the value of X and Y, we will discuss when we will discuss the selection procedure of your radial contact bearing. Okay, oh sorry, rolling contact bearing. So at the moment, we can understand the mathematical formula for finding out the dynamic equivalent load is equal to P is equal to X into V into FR plus Y into FA. And this X and Y can we find out on the basis of which type of bearing we are using and what is the loading condition. By using some standard data, we can find out the axial load factor and radial load factor. And this V rotation factor is defined which race is rotating. If the inner race is rotating, then the V value will be equal to 1. And if outer race is rotating, inner race is stationary, then this V value is equal to 1.2. So the next important thing which is of our interest is a load life relationship in rolling contact bearing. As we know, each and for finding out the rated life for a particular load. That means for a particular load, to find out the life for 90% reliability, it is very difficult to run the experiment again and again, again and again. So the researchers have done so many experiments and find that bearing life and corresponding equivalent dynamic load are the rated bearing life and the corresponding equivalent dynamic load are interrelated, and they are interrelated with the relationship, and this empirical relationship is defined as L1 by L2 is equal to P2 by P1 to the power A, where L1 is the rated life corresponding to the equivalent dynamic load P1 and L2 is the rated life corresponding to the equivalent dynamic load P2. Okay, so if you say L1 is the life of bearing at load P1 with 90% reliability, and L2 is the life of a bearing corresponding to the load P2 at 90% reliability. Okay, and this A is defined by the type of bearing we are using. If we are using the ball bearing, this ball bearing, the A is equal to 3, and for roller bearing, this A will be equal to 10 by 3. Now, why this relationship very important? Suppose if we are knowing the equivalent, if we want to know the equivalent dynamic load for the particular life, for a certain life of a bearing, for a reliability of 90%, then this, to finding out the equivalent dynamic load, we can use this relationship. How we can use this relationship? For the particular bearing, the dynamic load rating is known to us, and we know that this dynamic load rating is corresponding to 1 million revolution. Okay, so if we taking this P1 is equal to C, that means the equivalent load P1 is equal to the dynamic load rating. Then the L1 will be corresponding to the 1 million, because C1 is defined on a 1 million related life. Okay, and we have to find out the equivalent load P for the life L. So by putting L1 is equal to C and P1 is equal to 1 million, and P2 will be equal, P2 will be P, and L2 is equal to life, which is known to us, for which we have to find out the equivalent dynamic load. So by using this relationship, P is equal to C by L to the power 1 by 3, we are able to find out the dynamic equivalent load for that particular ball bearing. Okay, so this is the method how we can calculate the equivalent load or the life, as the case may be. So this is for all now, and in the next lecture we will discuss the procedure of selecting the rolling contact bearing. Okay, thank you.